And they walk through the door with their creativity, their creative idea. And they walk through the door of the process. Here's my idea. This is the idea I came up with. And then they leave it at the door and move on with no creativity for the rest of the process. Hey, it's Don Skaggs again with Empowered Inventing, where we try to help you help other people by taking your great innovation, the right opportunity, mixing that with sound wisdom so you can turn them into real things like products and businesses that make money. Now today, I've got something I want to talk to you about because I've seen so many creative inventors at the Inventor Network Kentucky and at Empowered Inventing that have had amazing ideas for products and businesses spanning just about every industry. But there's a problem, because I see many of these creative people who start the inventing process. They walk through the door with their creativity, their creative idea. And they walk through the door of the process. Here's my idea. This is the idea I came up with. And then they leave it at the door and move on with no creativity for the rest of the process. They leave their creativity behind. They walk through the door of the process and they just leave it behind. Like a coat, when you come in from the cold and you walk through inside of the door, they shake it out, hang it up, and leave it there. And that's not what you do with your creativity, because there is so much more that you can do with this superpower. And by the way, it is a superpower. It's your superpower. The edge that you have on the competition is wrapped up in this creative superpower you possess. Now let me talk to you about some different places that you could do this in the process of getting from idea to product to business. For instance, when you're prototyping, you can get creative and save tons of money on how you build it. And we teach this, the difference between the Franken-type and the demo type. You can get real creative on getting the materials together and where they come from and how to source them for the functionality of the Franken-type and then how it looks in the demo type. Another place is when you're marketing. Your optics for your sell sheet, your optics for your website, even your business card. How you put this together and how you creatively build it so it appeals to these other people. Not you, doesn't appeal to you, it appeals to other people. Same with the prototype, same with the marketing. So even how you sell or you license, which is a sales job, your product. You want to play by David's rules, not Goliath's. Know the story? David and Goliath, most people just think, oh yeah, okay, David killed Goliath with a slingshot. And there's a great book about this. Malcolm Gladwell wrote one about David and Goliath. And it really talks about the rules. So Goliath had these rules that you play by when you're fighting as a warrior. You know, had a big shield and big armor and a big sword and all this kind of stuff, big heavy stuff. He was a big guy, big giant guy. And David was small and couldn't really move around in big heavy stuff. So if he'd played by Goliath's rules, he'd have got crushed like a bug. But no, he stayed nimble and he used a weapon that had the power of a rifle, just about, in some of these slingshots. So or like a bullet. So it's you don't have to play by made-up rules. So and I want to talk about that again also in this next point about when you're negotiating with other people. And again, you said, well, Don, I'm not going to do any negotiating thing. I'm going to be licensing. Yeah, there's some negotiating in there. So again, this is why you have to learn some of the business stuff if you want money to change hands later. So again, don't play by fake rules. That's what I call them. They're fake rules. If they're rules that somebody else made up, they're not legal things or ethical things. Now, if they're legal or ethical things, that's another story. But if they're made up rules by the authorities that are on the other side that, you know, kind of make up the rules to make it all in their favor, yeah, we don't play by those rules. Be reasonable, have a win-win approach, but be creative about it. Well, what if we did this? Well, how about this? This way you'd get this, and then I would, you know, I wouldn't lose. And how about if we did this? So when you're negotiating, you've got that superpower that you can use. When you're running a business, and even if you're licensing, like I said, you're doing business, be creative. Small businesses win that become creative and are creative about how they move forward. I've seen it time and time again. I've done it myself. It's that creativity. Sometimes, especially when you get at a crucial, critical point or a hard point or a what are we going to do now kind of point, and businesses get there, it's sometimes that creativity that gets you through to the other side. So, even when you're writing your patent, you can use this creativity. Don't leave it at the door, because, and you've heard me tell this before when I'm talking about protecting your idea. And if you're writing your patent, by the way, if you're going to say, well, Don, I'm going to have an attorney do this, you need to write it like you're going to be writing it and sending it in yourself. You need to write as much as you can, even if you're handing it over to an attorney. And again, we talk about that in other videos in Empowered Inventing Academy. We've got even a course on that. So, but you're basically telling the story of your idea. And you know, again, you can be creative about how you tell the story. Not, you know, don't make stuff up. I'm not saying be creative and make stuff up. I'm saying be creative on how you tell the story. This is the industry. This is the problem. And these are all the things that have been done so far to try and solve this problem. And they were all worthy tries, but I came up with this. And this is different than all those other things because of this, this, and this. And that's what you're writing. You're telling a story. And you can take your creativity and do that. And by the way, when you hand that off to an attorney and you've done a lot of the heavy lifting, number one, the price ought to be cheaper. If not, you need to go shop around for attorneys. Number two is you're going to have a better patent because you are communicating better with that attorney. Why? Because you used your creativity. Don't leave your creativity at the door. Now, if you're looking for more information on how to do this right, how to get through this process, Empowered Inventing Academy, we've got a really great course called Idea to Income at empoweredinventing.com. Check it out. And I'm Don Skaggs. This is Empowered Inventing TV. Like, subscribe, help us to build our tribe. And I will look to see you at the next meeting, workshop, maybe one of our online courses, or on the next video.